Everyday foods, everyday wines for everyday people.
Good evening. I'm Mary Kate McCarty. Welcome back to the Pairings program and the third episode in our series on pairing the right wines with the right foods at the right price. There are times when pairing wines and foods can be a bit of a challenge. Family gatherings, friends for dinner, birthday parties. You need something that works for everyone, and that's where Burgundy really delivers. Burgundy's home to not one, but two superstars. The Pinot Noir that we discussed in the last episode, and the grape that made white wine famous, the mighty Chardonnay. Like Pinot Noir, Chardonnay also originated in the ancient soils of Burgundy. In fact, it's a direct descendant of Pinot Noir and the Noirien family of grapes that gave us hybrids like Pinot Gris, Pinot Blanc, and eventually Chardonnay. So even though it's a hybrid, Chardonnay is one of the 7 noble grapes that all wines come from. And we know that Pinot Noir is difficult and doesn't like to grow outside of Burgundy. Chardonnay, or Chard for short, is one of the most widely planted grapes in the world. But it's in the limestone-rich soils of Burgundy where it thrives best and produces the finest, most elegant wines in the world. Burgundy has 3 primary regions that grow Chardonnay: Chablis, the Mâconnais, and the Côte de Beaune. Most of us think of Chablis to be a reliable French white wine. What we don't realize is that Chablis is not a wine. It's not even a grape. It's a region in Burgundy that grows Chardonnay. Same with the Mâconnais region. You hear names like Puy-Fouissé, Saint-Véran, Mâcon Village. They're not wines, they're villages in the Mâconnais region, and they all make Chardonnays. The Côte de Beaune region is home to the greatest of the great white wines. Villages like Meursault, Pouligny-Montrachet, and my favorite, Chassenay-Montrachet, all rival each other to be called the finest wines in the world. And because of Burgundy's infamous microclimates, each of these regions all produce distinctively different wines, and they're proud of it. Though some use oak, most Burgundy winemakers age their Chardonnays in steel tanks. So between the cooler climate of Burgundy and steel tank fermentation, French Chards are dry and crisp, and their terroir reflects the mineral nature of the rocky soil. And remember, terroir simply means the taste of the place where it's grown, like its territory. In the New World, things are a lot different. The Chardonnay grape is very adaptable. It takes on the qualities of the soil wherever it grows. So as the soil changes, so does the grape's terroir. In other words, when it's planted in warm weather areas, Chardonnay will taste like other things that are grown in warm weather areas, like citrus and peach and melon. In very warm locations, you might taste tropical fruits like pineapple, mango, even bananas. But we know that wine is not made by soil alone. And because it's so adaptable, winemakers can really go to town making their Chardonnays. Depending upon how she grows it and oaks it and ages it, the winemaker can make her wines explode with flavors like vanilla, butter, and caramel, or spices like cinnamon, clove, and nutmeg. And if she uses American oak, you might taste coconut or even dillweed. But enough of that. Let's go shopping. With Chardonnays, the choices do seem endless, and that can be intimidating unless you chart your course. Before you go to the store, search online for a good wine store near you, one that has a website, and that way you can start your search from home. First, select a white Burgundy. Try a Chablis or a Mâcon Village, and that way you'll have a baseline for comparing the others. Producers like Joseph Drouin or Georges Duboeuf, Louis Jadot are well respected and well within your price range. Then decide what other regions you want to explore. Maybe the Southern Hemisphere, one from South Africa, or one from Spain or Italy. Or you could choose 2 from the United States, maybe a West Coast wine from the Napa Valley, and one from New York State's Finger Lake region, which is getting high praise lately. But make up your mind before you go to the store so you won't be overwhelmed. And don't forget to look for ratings from well-known experts like Wine Enthusiast Magazine or Wine Spectator. A rating of 88 or above is always worth a try. Food pairings for Chardonnays can be just as intimidating. So start simple. We know that foods and wines from the same region often pair very well together. So you might pair your French Chard with a typical French peasant dish like coq au vin, which is chicken and wine sauce, like this one prepared by France's culinary giant Jacques Pépin. Served with a simple salad and a French baguette, it's a sure bet for family gatherings. If you're sampling a Spanish Chardonnay, invite some friends over and serve tapas. That way there's something for everyone and something for everyone to bring. For an Italian Chardonnay, nothing tops spaghetti alla carbonara, a delicious version of bacon and eggs tossed in pasta. It's a real crowd pleaser, and it strikes a perfect balance with an Italian Chardonnay. But these are just ideas. Try whatever Chardonnays you want. It's always fun to compare different ones, and serve them with whatever you enjoy, because a perfect pairing is whatever you think is perfect. So that's all for today on the Pairings program, and here are your 3 takeaways. You've learned that Chardonnay is one of the Burgundy region's 2 superstars, and that it's a direct descendant of our noble Pinot Noir. And you've learned that Chardonnay is a very adaptable grape, so it's like a blank canvas for winemakers to develop a nearly infinite variety of flavors and styles. And that gives you countless pairing options, so you'll always have something for everyone. And finally, you've learned that if you chart your course, you can easily navigate even the largest of wine stores. And here's something you haven't learned. Chardonnay is also a sparkling Burgundy. When a sparkling wine from France isn't from the Champagne region, it's from Burgundy, and it's called crémant, which means creamy. And it's less fizzy and usually less expensive than Champagne. But like Champagne, it pairs with anything, but I like it best with birthday cake. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time. À votre santé. Bye for now.